Alright, ladies and gentlemen. So this is our second session. Comes after our first, but before our third. So we will just go ahead and jump into it. I'm going to roll or I'm basically just going to flip a coin. And we're going to get a recap. So, Miku, you are 1. And Nilar, you shall be 2. Any questions about that?
Nope.
Alright, flipping now. Alright, it landed on A2. That is going to be Nilar.
Oh.
Nilar, can you hear us?
I can. Sorry. What was the significance exactly? I think I might have missed.
Yeah, so I'll be looking to you for our recap.
Recap. Okay, thank you. So as far as recap goes, we were brought into the marvelous world of Oob, where we met another mystical party of individuals, a mishap group of misshapen heroes, maybe to be. And as we all introduced ourselves, we all came to the same realization: we were ripped from our worlds, or we traveled here through a portal. Once here, we were whisked away into separate groups where we got to venture off and kind of learn about a little bit about Oob from our favorite Amethyst Dragon, where he whisked us away on another quest separate from everyone else, where we got to assist an elven maiden who had been captured by some malicious goblins. Those goblins were done away quickly by some brutal strikes by our Birdbarian, and some assistance from myself with his handy familiar ocelot that can fly. Beyond that, we met the father of that elven maiden, who provided Nil with a wonderful tome of farming instructions, hopefully to satiate his need for knowledge. And I believe we were deciding where to venture next.
Does anybody else have anything to add, Miku?
Just a note that the dragons also explain the premise that the portals were one way, and that the parties we were being divvied up into was the metallic countries of order and the chromatic territories of chaos. And we were given the metallic. We were sent to deal with the metallics side. Our overall campaign goal is to figure out how to avert a war between the two factions, it seems like. Also, in addition to the other players' party, there was a party of NPCs who decided to go with neither faction and go off on their own. I believe they are probably going to be used as a cautionary tale.
You know what? That's beautiful, and because you offered a significant amount of additional information, I will have both of you go ahead and take a DM inspiration. I don't normally give it to more than one player, but in this situation, that's what we will do. Please don't ask me where it's on the new sheet. I don't know where it's at.
It's next to your level.
Oh, thank you.
Oh, perfect. Yeah, I tried to become a bit familiar with this. A new update just came out. It's a beautiful update, but I'm just not familiar with it as much as I was hoping to be before we started the stream. Yeah, so let's get you guys back to your room. All right, well. Let's go ahead and let me know when you guys get in here.
I can see the room.
I can as well.
All right. Colette, you may not see the room because you don't have a token in here yet. I'm gonna go ahead and unpause the game, and we'll pick up where we left off. So, if you guys remember last time, we our boy Amy here, Amy the Amethyst Dragon, as you guys started calling him, he had left to go grab himself another group. Another group of adventurers had been whisked away from the portals by the Emerald Dragons and had been brought to the Gem Capital, where they're meeting with the, Amethyst Elder. Is there anything you guys wanted to get out of the way while we are sitting here?
I believe Miku said that she was going to take a rest at the end of the last session, and I do not see any pressing matters that would prevent her from doing that first thing. Chance she has.
Yeah, this should be approximately, I don't know, a couple minutes after we ended last session. If we're going by timeline wise, it's around 6 o'clock at night. So he just left the room.
Okay, so I was expecting a bit more of a time skip. Then she's going to look for an inn first.
Okay. So after a few minutes, you three discussing perhaps where you're going to stay for the night. Nylar getting a paper cut on his nose as he studies the Farmer's Almanac. And Cliff, doing things that Dirt does. Amy comes back into the room. Adventurers! I'm so glad you haven't left yet. I have a question for you, if you are willing.
I love questions. Questions are only knowledge waiting to be elaborated on.
I'll answer most questions.
Oh, that's good. So, as I told you, I had to go pick up another group. It seems that they had an odd man out, and I was wondering, because you seem to be a little low on people, if you'd be willing to incorporate this individual into your group.
I don't see why not. The more people, the more effective we'll be.
I know you... Go ahead.
I have one question for him. Do you like books?
Let me go ahead and bring him in. Following behind him with his short legs is Colette. You should be able to see now.
Yeah. Colette rushes to keep up. He's not used to being outpaced by people. You see a 4.5-ish foot dwarf, gray hair pulled back in a ponytail, gray beard, quite long, but also drawn into like a ponytail and braided. He looks over to you with this old, tired look on his face, kind of a interested expression. He says, "My interest in knowledge has been somewhat limited in recent years, as I have found a specific area of focus to study and to focus my learning. I can and I do read, although the extent that I seek out is not quite what it once was."
Hair grows that way, huh? Neat.
So are you a different race, or are you just a miniature human? I can't tell anymore.
Well, I've been quite flabbergasted since arriving in this God's forsaken place. I can assure you that we dwarves are not miniature, what did you say, humans? We are quite proud of our dwarvenness and our dwarven heritage. And by the gods, I have never seen a talking bird before in my life.
Yeah, everyone here seems to have a distinct lack of feathers and only 4 limbs. I am trying to get used to it.
I can. I suppose if that's not what you're used to, I can see how it could take some getting used to. I'll have a seat, rest my weary bones, if I am to be accepted, I suppose.
I see no reason not to. The more people we have, the more likely I am to find more books and get home, hopefully.
So you imply that you're a specialist. What exactly is your specialty, sir?
Certainly not as talented as my father was, but my area of study recently has been the manipulation of chemicals to produce a result.
Oh, an alchemist, huh?
Yes, I wasn't aware if you had those where you were from or not. I will say that some of my endeavors have been more successful than others, but I'm improving every time I try.
How much older is your father than yourself?
my my father is long dead. My father passed when I was yet unborn.
Oh, so you have plenty of time to surpass him.
Sadly, I fear I myself am not long for this world either. As far as dwarves are concerned, I probably have 50-ish years left.
Have you considered lichdom? Some of the people from our family dabbled
No.
in it.
No.
Oh,
Out of character, Miku doesn't know what a glitch is, so in character, that's not an in character laugh.
Well, I would be very careful talking about, working with the undead, considering where you're going. They're a very religious sort. Um, if they hear of you trying to become a lich or something to that effect, they may not be very happy with you.
wait, does their religion? God, that's so weird. Not allow lichdom? It seems pretty inefficient.
No, because you're dabbling in what they consider a taboo.
That's a pretty low grade taboo.
It's not for me to decide. I reside here in the Gem Kingdom. We're very tolerant of most views. Obviously, if your religion said you had to murder a puppy on Tuesdays, we would not be okay with this religion.
Once the gods have decided your time has expired in this world, that is how it should remain.
Oh, do they perform an execution?
I suppose some may. Certainly, none of the dwarven gods are so barbaric, but
I
perhaps your human
he's
god?
he's
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm not one of the humans. Um, I I'm a bit more blue.
I don't know what anyone is, so. What are you then?
Oh, well, we're Vedelkin. That is what we call ourselves. We are pretty similar to that, I guess, of humans. Although we have a sixth finger, it tends to help with the more intricate spell work, I imagine. Maybe that's why we developed past religion quite some time ago.
Or you closed your mind to those more powerful than you? Bird, you were trying to say something. What did you want to say?
I'm an Aarakocra, and I am also one to respect the wisdom of the gods, even if I'm not worthy of some of their blessings. Don't have the force of personality, apparently.
I'm afraid I don't know what that means, but I assume you're working to correct that. Anyway, you said we were going somewhere?
Oh, yes. Well, did you want to check out the library first? We had talked about it before.
Is it the kind of library where you just take the books, or do they have to stay here?
I'm not so sure here. See, they tell me I have to use gold for things here, and that's a little weird. It seems like a waste of useful spell components, but they may require gold. Or
It's just a
usually,
rock
I
you
just
dig out of the ground.
agreed. It's used for magic, and that's about it. But I guess we can offer them gold, and then
So,
Yes.
yes. And so in terms of libraries, at least from where I'm from, there's public libraries where you generally don't have to pay, but you're expected to do that, and there's private libraries which really belong to institutions or individuals, and you're not allowed to take out the books at all. And what Neelar's talking about, where you pay money for the books, those are called bookstores.
Is where I come from, the majority of learning is done by those that are incapable of mining. So, well, anyway, I am familiar with libraries as I attended university and uh, once was acquainted with the methods of accounting, but that is a time since past. And if I were not able to depart with a alchemical, how should I say, recipe book, I don't see any point in perusing books that may or may not be available.
Oh, yes. As far as books go, we have many things. We do have a public library, but the books have to stay in the building. The books are quite expensive, as you can imagine. The knowledge in them is useful and coveted. But there are also bookstores, but the general knowledge, for the most part, the higher dragons, the elders, if you will, tend to hoard anything of a magical nature. Um, in fact, it is law in all the lands that if you find a book of magical nature, you are supposed to bring it to one of the dragons to be turned in. Um, is there any questions about that?
No.
Business as
No
usual.
questions that I would like to ask, at least.
I'll stick with experimentation.
Don't ask questions you don't want answers to, right?
I wholeheartedly agree. That's why I don't ask where babies come from. I'm afraid.
Smart man.
But if there's nothing else, we do have a market. We do have uh, a library. We have all sorts of things. Also, do not. And I'm sorry. I will re-explain this for Kalat here. I was briefly explaining it to him in the hallway, but short hallways. Um, I, I am asking all of you to go down to the Metallic Kingdom to deliver the letter that I gave you. For a ceasefire for the chromatic dragons between the metallics and the chromatics so that we could possibly work on, a more peaceful resolution.
That's right. We should pursue that, although I'm very tempted to go to your homeland. The tone of your voice tells me it's rich in knowledge and culture.
Oh, if you remember, it's because I was stationed out in the east for quite a while. I believe the other group has been sent that direction.
The lucky ones. Well, should we get you? You'll need supplies, correct? I don't know if you brought any with you through your portal.
It's a good idea. I've been so caught up in the shock of being in this place that I kind of forgot that I'm starving.
Yeah, food would be pleasant.
Would you like me to set you all in the market?
Thank you.
Please.
Okay.
If you can mark it on our map and point us to there as we transition.
Oh yes, it's just south of the temple. I believe I described it as an octopus temple, where all the little arms have additional gods that people worship. But yes,
An octopus.
yes, at least that's the way the building's shaped. There's a central area, and then you go off into branches, and there's different gods. It was just so much easier than pitting temples all over the place. Now everybody has a central area to go to.
Do they ever clash being so close together?
No, you might think that they would, but they don't want to look bad in front of the god. So at a minimum, I'm sure some don't like each other, but they keep it to themselves. And that's all we ask. But if there's nothing else, I will see my way out, for there are more groups for me to go see. And he'll,
Good luck, Amy.
Luck.
Oh yes, and Miko, and Nil, and Kalat, Cliff, I will catch you later, you quiet son of a gun, you.
What's a gun?
I don't know, but a person who was an artificer mentioned it to me once, and I really liked the way it sounded.
I'd appreciate it if you don't talk about my mother that way again. She was a wonderful person.
Oh, I did not realize. Is that a bad thing to call somebody a son of a gun?
Well, if I knew what it was, I might have a better idea, but since I don't, I can only assume that it is profane.
Oh, I was under the impression he was treating me like a friend. Oh no. And I will ask about that, and he'll bow and exit the room. And if you guys are looking for the market, I will set that up for you. Now, I will tell you that if you have the gold, these merchants actually work as they would in a normal game. So if you click on them, you can purchase things.
Wonderful.
If it's not working, go ahead and tell me so that I can try to work my magic.
And if I remember correctly, we bartered for this this priceless tome and 20 gold for our last adventure.
I believe you guys went with 12.
With 12? 12, thank you. I can't quite find my inventory on this. Oh, okay. I see it now.
Yeah, I don't know if one of you kept it or if all of you kind of combined your stuff.
Yeah, I believe we're going separate for now unless we say otherwise on the item. So
Works for me.
well, luckily, I was able to get most of my basic needs at least. Is there anything you need, Kalub, for your potions?
Yeah, indeed. And he will approach Biller?
Valor.
Belor. He'll approach
It's
Belor.
like Valor, but with a B.
That's what we all need in the world. He says, I see you have these. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. I have this problem where instead of it saying the name of the character I'm selecting, it'll say its status in terms of injuries. Do you know how to fix that?
I'm not sure. Can you screenshot it and send it into Discord for me?
Sure.
Only because from my side, I can't see that. Who are you clicking on?
I decided to click on my own token.
Everyone, they've updated Wonderful Foundry. It is a beautiful piece now, but we are working with this new system, so we appreciate your patience.
Oh, the unharmed?
Yep.
Yep. No, that's normal. That's staying that you are full hit points. So you should be able to double click on it though.
What you want to do is click on the token and select the appearance of the token. And if you see display name, they're currently set to never displayed. You probably want hover by anyone, unless you don't want us to be able to see the name.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Yeah. Sorry, I must have misunderstood what you were asking.
There we go. Significantly better.
But anyway, he'll continue his conversation with Belor and say, I see you have these oil flasks for sale. Do you have any sans the oil? I just need empty flasks.
Empty flasks? I'm not really sure what... I mean, why don't you just buy the oil and use the oil?
If that's what I must do, I will buy... Well, you have one. I will buy it.
Listen, I have what I have. It's all I've got.
And he'll buy it, and he'll pop the cork on it, and just dump the oil out on the ground in front of him. Put the cork
You could have at least taken that away into the alley there.
I asked for an empty one. You were obtuse, so I returned kind for kind.
Well, I'm sorry. I didn't know you expected me to carry what I don't carry. Have you tried the other stalls?
Oh, were you not happy with the oil there? Is there an issue with that?
Well, yeah, the next guy that's gonna come here is gonna sit there and slip and hit his ass.
It'd be worth waiting around to see.
What was that?
So it'd be worth waiting around to see. But yes,
if you'd like to, we can wait.
Go ahead.
Oh no, I was agreeing. If you'd like, we can wait here and see.
As you do that, you see the tiefling woman reach her hand out, and the oil seems to slowly start to disappear from the ground as she places her other hand on Belor's shoulder.
Look at that. got someone else to clean up your own mess.
But you did it! How's this my fault?
It's not my stall.
It wasn't my oil. It was your oil.
And I just needed the glass, and now all I have is the glass. So we're both happy.
I'll bet you poop in the streets, don't you?
If it's the only place available.
Have you tried anywhere else?
As far as the other merchants, is that what you're referring to?
Ah, yes, please. Other merchants. Great idea. I'm glad you thought of it.
I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm quite old and don't have the time, patience, or energy to make my way to every God's damned merchant in this alley.
Speaking of which, Balor here is actually a Goliath. He's approximately 7'6".
Yeah, so like being as large as he is, Colette is definitely unwarrantedly like puffing up a little bit, trying to.
Well, the next time you end up at our restaurant, make sure to get yourself a booster seat.
Yeah, just make sure you don't duck next time you go through a short doorway.
That's okay. I can see him. Unlike you over the counter.
Was that funny?
No, it wasn't. You said you got everything you need, right? We can leave?
Oh, yes. I'm quite content with my components at the moment.
There's nothing here that I need for my alchemical supplies for now. So
I'll double check my spell book just in case there's any required missing components that I left at home. You never know. Sometimes they just slip out of your pocket, especially in certain company.
Also, I know it might not look like it, but that vending machine at the end there does work as a merchant as well.
I can't get it
So,
open, or the anime looking one at the across from it.
Oh, that is what I need. If I could find a chili pepper. Do they have chili peppers within Oob though? Mr. Merchant, what was your name again? Why, I'm sorry, I'm also not seeing the names, I realize.
If you click on him, it should show up. It's Balor. There's Balor, there's Seisha right next to him. I don't.
Okay. Balor, where would I find a chili pepper?
In his place, Seisha will actually speak up. She's definitely more. She's your apothecary, so she would know a little bit more about it. But yeah, so it's right outside. They're actually quite common. Most of your lower level spells will require things that are commonly found almost everywhere. So basically, once you leave town, just keep your eye out. They should be red for the most part. Those are the ones that stand out.
They're red here?
Well, there's
Wow.
red, there's green, there's purples and yellows, but the ones that will stand out from a distance will be the red ones.
Okay.
Instead of looking for
Thank you.
green in the grass.
Peppers don't grow in grass. Got it. Well, if that is the case, I think I'm quite content at the moment. Did we want to head west, or did we want to chase our dreams to the land of the most beautiful accent we know? Or the library. That's still an option.
Miku returns from checking to see what's in the vending machine. She has no idea what's edible for her people because even stuff that looks like it might be identical might be different. She's a bit paranoid that way. So, what happened on your end?
Oh, I learned that they have peppers here. They're red apparently most commonly. It's a little weird. But I should be good for my spell components. Thank goodness. That's the only thing that's consistent, it seems.
Why? What do peppers have to do with spells?
Oh, well, you see, through the extraction of the elements from where they draw from the sun and the soil, as well as elements from the water and the earth, we can channel that and divvy it into different spell attributes. And he'll go into a long tangent breaking down how red pepper is used in spell work. And hopefully you're just not bored out of your mind.
The only thing is that Miku literally is unaware that peppers are spicy.
Would they actually affect birds? I feel like peppers don't affect birds.
That is, in fact, exactly why they are spicy. They are designed to repel all but the species which can travel the most, the type of animal that can travel the most easily. And it happens that humans are sadistic freaks that like the peppers because they hurt. And that also ended up being an evolutionary advantage.
10 out of 10. Can confirm I am a masochist.
You know why they theorize we came to like the heat? Random facts, or well, not facts, but theories.
Sure. I would like to know.
Because it induces sweating. So because it's in hotter climates, it will trigger the sweating and lower our temperature to reduce the risk of heat stroke.
Yes. Increased pain, but skin cooler.
Yes.
All right. You should be able to hover over people now and see what they are. So that should help.
I will take a look at this vending machine as well.
I cannot open the vending machine or the general store.
Oh, you know what? It may be because I just added you.
Yep.
Give me 1 second. I will fix this.
No worries. Just want to see if there's anything else I can pour on the floor.
Jeez, stop it.
Are we just meant to double click to open it?
Yeah.
Okay. Then yes, I do not have access.
Okay. So that was something I was trying to do earlier. So you should be able to click on them now. Well, at least on the vending machine.
Yep. Good.
Ooh, wonderful.
Colette, you should be able to click on the general store. And as far as Balor and Seisha, you should be able to click on those as well. If you still cannot, let me know.
He goes to the general store and gets very excited and then sees the prices of things and walks away. Just a little bit sad.
I don't have much notice of it either. I don't. Did you need money? I'm new to this too.
It has some what would have been useful alchemical supplies, but
well, by all means, take
out of my price range.
I will give you whatever share of gold I had from our adventure, which I believe is 4. So please take all 4.
I am quite confident that with your gold and my gold combined, we still will not be able to afford that purchase. So I appreciate your incredibly kind offer, but like I said, we'll go out in the wild, we'll find some things, we'll mix them together, and we'll see what happens. That's how you learn.
I was hoping we could learn by, well, like Nilar said, book learning is rather efficient. I would like just a very general book of general knowledge. Maybe and a set of encyclopedias is going to be way out of budget. Maybe a specific book on forensics.
That's quite specific.
Yeah, I know.
Well, with my few funds that I do have, I guess I will pick up a few things. And then to purchase it, is it just buy item? That's marvelous. These Oob has some marvels. I have to give it credit where credit is due.
I mean, you're welcome to ask any of the merchants if they have a book, if they're able to find a book. If you're looking for a library, they can give you directions. I just want to make sure that all options are available.
Okay, yeah. Miku is definitely not interested in the library because she knows she'll be traveling soon. And unless it's a really short book, she won't be able to read it during the entirety of it during her stay here.
Yeah. So, is there anyone you want to speak to?
She's gonna ask the general merchant about that.
Yeah. What do you want?
So, obviously you're not a bookmonger, but I was wondering if if you know where there were some and how specific are the types of books available for general purchase in this realm.
Yeah, there's lots of books you can buy. In fact, but the problem is well, it's 6 o'clock at night. We're closing up shop.
So I'll have to wait till tomorrow morning. Fair enough.
At the earliest. Bookstore people, man, they show up whenever they want.
Seems like a rather contrary thing. Anyway, thank you for your assistance.
So, sorry to go back to the vending machine. Some of the prices say 0.02. When I purchase them, I don't think it deducts anything.
So it's
Want me to just manually?
Yeah, I think it's supposed to be silver, but I think that's one fault that it has is the decimal places.
Oh, so yeah, silver. So that would be...
The thing that Mika wants from that vending machine is the magnifying glass, and that is way out of her budget.
That's right. I mean, this isn't the only market that you'll come across.
Colette comes back as Nylar is at the vending machine. I bought soap.
I also got soap.
I have not been able to shower since I found my way here. So, hopefully we find a river or something.
It's been ages since, actually, I don't know if I've ever used soap to clean off. I know people have done it before, but typically we just have magical showers you step into, uses arbitrary enchantment of prestidigitation. You're all good. So we get to rough it.
If we ever figure out how to get back to my home, and I'm allowed back at my home, I'm going to take you to the mines and make you learn what hard day's work is.
I love learning. That sounds fantastic.
It,
Are you a teacher?
I'm not the one. I'll teach you accounting, but I won't teach you that. I will pass that responsibility on to some of the more experienced. But
Th-
I doubt I'll ever be allowed back home, so I don't think it's something you need to worry about.
Why would I worry?
I suppose you wouldn't if you don't know.
You'll have to tell me more about the mine shafts. Uh, we typically don't delve deep into the. We find a lot of elements on the surface of the seabed, as well as have our golems do a lot of the mining. Well, we used to. I wonder what they are now.
Oh, and Miku, just because I
Yes.
saw you by the lamp, because it is it goes past the decimal point. Make sure you do the math in your inventory. So
Where is the money section of my inventory?
it's at the top, right underneath the bag.
Underneath?
So if you click on the right hand side there, there's a bag, and it has inventory. You got a gear, you've got a bag, you've got 3 lines, a book.
I got sheet, actor, WS, a incognito mode, edit mode.
Okay. What? So when you click on your character sheet, so you'll have the first page that has use saving throws and all that good stuff. And then just along the right hand side there, it should have like your biography, effects, spells, features, inventory, and details. And they're just little tabs that are hanging off like you would have if you were like marking a book or something.
So I've got armor, I've got weapons, I've got languages, but I cannot seem to.
So it's just past the sheet itself. So it's like hanging off the sheet, like if you had those weird tabs.
I can't move the window to the point where I can see the edge of the sheet. Oh, now I found it. Now, never mind.
Gotcha. Yeah, and then your golden stuff is at the top.
Colette, I might have accidentally given you all of my gold before, and I realized I did want to buy a few things. Could I have 2 of that 4 gold I gave you? Or did you already spend it? Oh, I cannot hear you.
It's because I was on mute.
Okay.
You can have it all back. Like I said, even with our funds combined, can't afford what it is I needed. So
But you wanted soap, correct?
yes, I can afford the soap.
Okay, good. It's important to be clean.
Indeed.
It's been some time since I've been at market.
While people, her companions are looking, Mika's gonna try to find an interesting place to perch and do some people watching.
Is there anything specifically you're looking for, or are you just...
Miku is trying to get a sense of what is and isn't normal around here. What races are coming by? The culture, general senses of how interactions go from the more seasoned people. Basically, she's out of sorts and wants to get some grounding, so to speak.
Okay, so at a you know what? Go ahead and give me an investigation.
Okay.
That's pretty good. So let's start with the obvious, right? You have your four merchants. Um, two of them look similar in so far that they look human. Um, one's a little bit paler than the other. So being the Damon and Tiargo. Then you have an umber-skinned being who also has wings, so they are very different than yours in that they look more fleshy, less feathery. She also has horns growing out of her head. Um, and she also has a tail. Then you have the giant fella over here, who, while he does look human, he is even paler than the Tiorgo up there. But he's definitely a good head and a half above either or anyone here, with the exception of Seisha, who is not quite a foot shorter than he is. She's quite tall in comparison to most people. On top of that, you are going to see a slew of perhaps elves, maybe a couple of halflings, but for the most part, the market is dying down. So you may not be entirely sure if you're seeing halflings or if you are seeing children at this point. And considering you probably don't know the difference between them yet, yeah, they probably look very, very similar.
Lots of chicks around.
You say a lot of chicks.
Just know when Miku says chick, she means kids, not women.
Just double checking, you know. I'm not one to question, but I gotta clarify.
So because she is watching, the second the rest of her party wants to leave, she will be well aware of that.
Also, I do want to be clear on spell components here. If it doesn't cost anything, I don't care if you're using your component pouch. If you want to roleplay it out, I'm totally cool with that too. The only thing is if it does have a gold value to it, you're trying to cast Revivify with a 300 GP diamond, for example, I do expect you to have a 300 GP diamond, not just 300 GP. Or, 650 GP pearls or, some equivalent. But if you want to roll nature checks so that you can find, some peppers, I'm totally down with that. Love it.
Hell yeah, I will definitely look for peppers. And I will ask our general store, do you know where I might find some pitons?
Pitons?
Everywhere. Pitons. Okay. It's always good to have the local pronunciation.
Why do you gotta say it so pretentious? What, you got money? You got money? Is that what it is? You think you're better than me?
No, I don't have money at all, barely.
What is it you want? You want to climb?
No, I don't typically use it for climbing. I'm not quite athletic. I find they're very useful for jamming wedges into things, doors, or things like that.
Well, you got eyes?
I believe so, yes.
Cool. Can you see what's on my table?
Yes.
Cool. Do you see pitons?
I do not. Do you know where they are?
I'll give you a hint. Not here.
Ah, okay. Well, if they aren't here, that is quite fine. I realize I will check elsewhere. I believe I saw, now looking back, there was Spike's iron. Those will have to do.
Whatever works.
All right, crew. Well, I didn't much find food. I got distracted. Did we want to visit an establishment before we leave?
I do believe the vending machine has rations.
I could eat.
Could just eat rations. It is price effective.
Miku flies down. Yep, I can't see it getting more affordable than rations right now.
As a bird, like entity, Miku, do you eat rations or feed?
Rations.
Okay. Jotting that down.
Know how much energy flight takes? I imagine that pound per pound I actually have to eat more than you guys.
That would make sense. The amount of magic required to propel an individual into there is quite significant as well. Then we shall sustain off some rations and make our way out.
No, I was quite hoping they'd have ale, but if we're doing rations and leaving, I guess that's what we'll do.
If you guys are ready to move on, just let me know.
I believe we are ready.
Yep, I'm good.
All right. Was there anything else you wanted to do while you were in the city before you guys ended up, sleeping for the night at the Gem Castle, and then, or I'm sorry, at the inn, and then uh, moving on with with your quest, if that's the route you wanted to take?
I'll. Could we visit a diplomatic structure, like an embassy?
So they would not have an embassy here per se. These are generally the people that are sent out to go to embassies. I don't know if that makes sense. But yeah, they basically are the ambassadors. They go out and they advocate for all the races. You probably wouldn't get too many of the other dragons in the Gem City, or obviously the Metallic Kingdom. They're not exactly on hospitable terms. And then if you're looking for someone who's specific, like Vidalcan, people don't generally, since there's no way to get, no way that is at this time is known to get back to whatever realm or planet you're from. Having an embassy on behalf of planet Vidalcan, for example, wouldn't serve much of a purpose.
I agree. I would. If there's no embassy, I think I'll just ask a vendor. They might know as well. So I'm going to ask Sashia, since I'm probably mispronouncing that.
Yeah, Seisha.
Seisha, thank you. Seisha, do you know if there's anything the metallic dragons prefer to buy when they visit your country, or might see as a gift?
The same thing any dragon would want: gold, valuables. If you happen to have a book of knowledge, magic, items, anything to that effect. If you're looking to get away with something cheap, good luck. They don't care about such things. They don't care about most of my items, with the exception of my healing potions.
Okay, that was very informative. Thank you.
Hmm.
I appreciate your exchange of knowledge.
Yes, of course. If you happen to find anything about plants, you feel free to bring it back to me.
In fact, I just picked up this book of agriculture for here, The Farmer's Almanac. Are you familiar? It's a marvelous tome. It tells you about all the different seasons and the varying crops that they cycle through.
Yes, I am familiar with it. I have written a few myself. Who's the author?
Well, if you open it here to this page, the author is, and
It would be the name of the individual who gave it to you.
oh, okay.
Do you remember
So
his
the
name?
I will in just 1 second.
I think it was Bob.
No, it is. I put it in there.
Robert.
Yes, it was Robert.
Robert. Robert who?
It was just Robert.
Hmm. And she'll go ahead and put her hand out to you, uh, basically motioning for you to put the book in her hand.
Oh, by all means, the sharing of knowledge is the most valuable thing.
And she'll open to the cover, or to just the inside page. Jekyll's. Robert Jekyll's.
He just called himself Robert. I'm respecting his name.
Yes, but you see, things become more valuable when you know who they're from.
But it's the knowledge that's valuable.
It's just like if you were to have one of my healing potions. My healing potions are light years ahead of normal healing potions. With my stamp on it, it's already worth more.
Interesting. That sounds like a great way to capitalize in a society, a niche market. Although I wonder about those long-term effects. Uh, we also have an alchemical specialist. He would love to hear about what you do to modify your health potions.
Actually, I've had a long day. I'm ready to turn in.
Okay.
Was there something you were trying to do with that book?
No. I was just sharing the book because you asked if I had a book. Uh,
So you're not
I will
trying to
need that.
sell it.
No. That you've informed me. That's the perfect gift for the dragons.
I don't know if it's necessarily the perfect gift for the dragons. It is knowledge, and it's great for maybe a farmer or even a druid. But I'm afraid that most dragons don't do their own farming.
I don't do farming. There's so much more to a book on agriculture. It's reading between the lines. I was told at a young age.
Mm. Yes, knowledge for knowledge's sake. I knew somebody like that once. Um, yes, well, it's a very niche market for something like that. I don't believe the dragons themselves, but I'm sure there's farmers down there that would be willing to purchase that off of you. In fact,
No,
I would
still
recommend you simply selling it or making copies of it instead of just trying to share knowledge. It's a good way to make money.
money is necessary.
Yeah,
Oh.
well, only if you want to eat.
Oh, I can eat these rations.
Mhm.
Thank you, though.
Yes.
But I believe me and my party must get going. I appreciate all of the information.
Of course, happy to help. And if you guys are done here, don't have any other questions, you're welcome to take yourselves a long rest.
Okay.
And from there, I don't have a map for it, but essentially you will be contacted by Amy, and you will be led essentially to a stable. The stable, while you have been told about horses, you have not been spoken to about dragonelles. Yes, adventurers. So you're gonna have to cross the water here to get to the next nation. We thought we'd, at least get you to the shores. Um, so we're gonna lend you these dragonelles just till you get to that shore. Have you ever met a dragonelle before?
No, I haven't.
They're always hungry, so keep your hands away from the mouth. And this is essentially what you'll see. Let's go with that.
Ah, wings included.
Oh, yes. Even dragons have wings. You're the weird. These ones are the weird ones for not having wings.
Okay, I was asking out of character if the dragonelles have wings.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, if these things have wings, why are we only taking them to the water?
Because they are necessary for our nation. We can only lend them out for so long.
Fair enough.
But we can spare these for, a few days, a couple weeks, if you will. But we can't send you all the way to the capital. It would just be a financial burden
Understood.
on us. But I trust in you, adventurers. Me too.
Yeah, you got a, I don't know, ladder, something.
Like a step
Quite a lot
stool.
taller than I am. Yeah,
Cool.
I'm not quite as
If
spry as I once was.
you want, I could help you up.
And rather a step stool or a ladder.
Uh,
Nothing against you. It's a pride thing. You understand.
yeah. He'll motion to the individual taking care of the dragonelles, and they'll wheel over. It looks like steps. It's not quite, a step stool or anything like that. It's steps on wheels, kind of like what you would see for a plane, just much smaller.
This is fine for here. Are we going directly? There's no stopping between here and the coast.
Oh,
It's
I
not
mean, they
that.
have to sleep. You will fall.
Yeah, well, okay. We've got a way for me to get up here, and then am I just supposed to like ask for help in the future?
I do believe so. They do. They can get quite low, but uh, I I don't know where you store such a thing.
I think if we sit down by a body of water, I can assist.
I've I've got tools. I'll figure something out.
What kind of tools do you have?
I know that I'm proficient. Hold on. I know that I'm proficient in the tools that I would need. but I don't know that I have the tools that I would need.
If I recall right, you should only have alchemist
Yeah,
supplies,
I only have alchemy supplies.
but you should also have a feature that if given an hour, you are able to turn those into
Craft.
something else that you are
I don't even think I
proficient
turn
in.
them into something else. I think that I just create.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, but yeah,
So,
I can create tinkering tools
yeah, I mean,
or
if
smith's tools.
you want to try to make yourself a basic ladder once you're
Yeah,
out in the wilderness, something like that, I mean, sure, I'll ask for a roll, but I don't see why
naturally.
not.
Yeah, I'll figure something out.
Yeah, actually, if you want to, there's not much to do while you're flying. So if you want to go ahead and give me a roll with carpentry tools, or are you proficient in carpentry tools? Or are you proficient in
I have
woodworking tools? Um,
I have not. I have tinkering tools and smith's tools, so not particularly useful for this.
you know what? Just give me a sleight of hand. I'm just picturing you. I mean, a few sticks and some lashings.
Can we do tinkering tools as that's better than my sleight of hand?
I don't see how the tinkering tools would work with that. It's
Fair enough.
not.
Sleight of hand it is.
I feel like that's more if it involved a gear.
All right.
But yeah, let's see it. I mean, it's not exactly going to be a high DC.
It's not exactly a high roll.
That's fair. So yeah, I I will
I
speak on
imagine
behalf.
I have trouble trying to figure out flying and working with my hands at the same time.
Yeah, I'll say it takes a little bit longer than you might think it would, just to lash these together. You keep getting your gloves caught in the lashings, or you pull them too tight, and you're snapping them. Um, Maybe you grabbed a couple of branches; they're just a little too thin for your weight, and you break them as you step on them. But I'd say after 3 or 4 days, you're capable of getting something that can sustain your weight. Um, but yeah, you've definitely fallen on your ass a couple of times trying to use this thing to get on and off, and you've made a few repairs here and there.
I imagine Nylar has learned some very creative dwarven swear words along the way.
They're all in my book. I don't know what these words mean. I'll have to inquire later. But he seems to say them 5 times a minute per craft.
So you will end up in the city of Dreake. Dreake is a coastal city, and this is what it looks like.
Very atmospheric, pretty.
Oh yes, oh yes. So as you arrive there, your dragonels let you down. You get down, however it is that you are able to get down, whether you slide, fall, fly, or trip off of these things. And the atmosphere is pretty relaxed, as you might think. I mean, the docks are a little bit busy, but other than that, you can hear, you can smell food being cooked at a tavern that might not be too far away. And you also see a small crowd gathering towards an open area. Um, yeah, is there anything you guys would like to look at?
Miku is very tempted to just stare at this water because she has never seen this much water. But then she noticed the crowd and she's like, what's this thing?
Finally, something familiar of home.
Does everybody want to follow the crowd, or does everybody else have a different plan in mind?
This is where the Dragonels are going to leave us, right?
Yes.
So
They've already taken back off. And they headed back the direction they came from.
more creative dwarven swearing, and he holds up the makeshift ladder, and he's like, "Finally, get this God's damned thing crafted, and those horrible creatures are gone now. What a waste of energy!" But he rolls it up and stuffs it in his bag. I say we go find some ale. It has been entirely too long since I've had anything to drink.
Yeah.
This is the longest I've gone without ale since I was 10.
I admit that I am a bit on edge without any booze as well.
You guys seem quite enamored by ale. What's ale?
He's just gonna like,
Fermented plants makes people takes the edge off of life a bit.
look, we'll go. Usually, wherever they sell food, they've got something that'll work. So let's go there, and we can teach you something.
I love that. I love
Yeah,
to.
I'm gonna love it too.
All right. Tavern?
Yep.
Tavern.
I think the first thing I'll do is teach you a game.
On our flight, could I have been studying his use of Tinker's tools and asked him to teach me some? Would you be willing to teach me?
Is he willing to let you watch and observe? Absolutely. Is he willing to teach? Not so much. He is quite a curmudgeonly old man.
I mean, are you essentially trying to learn Tinker's tools in your downtime?
Yeah, begin to.
With the downtime, because you guys were flying for most of it and just kind of staying the night in the woods, that kind of thing. Speaking of which, I meant to ask you, but how does your guys' rotation work? Do you guys each stay up during the night? Do you all go to sleep? Do you do it in pairs? Because that will change how long your long rest takes.
I think one watch at a time.
Miku is going to be the early bird that gets the worm.
Are you, in fact, out pecking the ground for worms?
No. Just couldn't resist the pun.
No, that's fine. Had to ask. If each of you, if one of you's up at a time, and we will say for giggles, Cliff is here at the moment. He had an idea earlier, but that would have left him in the Gem Kingdom, and we're not going to do that. Each of you take your rotations throughout the night as far as your and currently your travel time is approximately 10 hours at a time. So because of that and the amount of time you need to rest, I will say that you will, at best, you could only get a quarter of your normal downtime. And that'll pretty much be the norm going forward with trying to learn downtime while you are traveling. I feel like it would be very difficult on the road. Or next to impossible, depending on what it is. Such as, say, smithing. You don't exactly have a mobile forge.
Yeah, I don't think we could do smithing then either to do it, to learn.
But every morning, he will walk you through the process that he goes through and teach you how he makes his experimental elixir every morning after each long rest. And every day, it's a different color. And he holds it up and he looks at it and he goes, No idea what it does. But I know that it does something. And maybe we'll find out.
Oh, you're what we would call a mad mage. You just like to randomly try things. Wonderful.
It's called experimentation. It is the most effective way to learn that I've found.
We do have a sect of mad mages. They are quite effective at what they do, though it usually ends in explosions.
We don't talk about explosions. And with that, he very seriously gets up and walks away.
Avoid explosions.
Yeah. Okay, everybody should be into the tavern. Is there anything specifically you guys would like to do while you're here? Are you trying to pick up food, booze?
Definitely.
Miku's gonna order some mead.
Mead? Okay. And disregard the people that are in the picture if you want to sit wherever you wish. With the exception of the tokens. The tokens are for sure there.
All right. Kalut will order an ale and ask what is on the menu for the night.
A gentleman will roll up. This man happens to be a dwarf as well. What kind of dwarf are you?
Mountain.
Mountain?
Yes.
Yeah. I'm sorry, give me one moment. I clicked on things that I did not need to be clicking on. Yes, now obviously for your home world has, all the other people of your type, the sub-races, if you will. So you will notice that this individual is a hill dwarf.
He will say, by Dumathoid's glory, another dwarf. I never thought I'd see the day. How did you get here, friend?
Well, it's probably the same way you did. I came through the portal.
Yeah, Sure, right. Yeah, that happened.
That's right. You know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it was kind of a little bit of a blur.
Yeah, you get you for that time. You just throw up.
On second thought, I'm already tired of this conversation.
Yeah, you've been traveling a long time. I understand you. So what will be?
Yeah. What do you have for ale and food for the night?
Yeah, we got ourselves mutton.
Yeah. I'll take one of those. Ale for me and ale for my friend here.
A good one.
Indeed.
Yeah, I got you. All right. We only got one type of ale. We do have meat.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right. I'll make 2 gold.
Okay.
I'll get you another ale and another mutton. Kind of special run.
So,
and if you guys need me to clarify what he's saying, just let me know. Like, I'm doing this purposely.
I know someone from Glasgow, and I understand when he says 95% of the time. This accent is a coin flip.
I got 2 gold for everything we ordered, and then something about an extra mutton and an extra ale.
Colette, is ale rather valuable? I was able to buy a whole bag of metal and it's 1,000 ball bearings for 1 gold. Is this the normal price?
There's a play in town. You see the crowd outside?
I did see a crowd. So is that not the normal price?
No. But large crowds. They buy up all our stuff. So we raise our prices.
Oh, from an economic standpoint, doesn't that mean you have a surplus of customers to provide more resources?
Yes. Supply and demand. We have the supply, they demand it.
Oh, and you take advantage of that.
No. We take advantage of the situation, not of the person. They know.
Honestly, I was shocked how low the prices were back in that gem city.
You from the gem city. Yeah. There are good people over there. Good dragons. You meet the elder?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, of course you did. Everybody does. And he smacks you on the back, just big old hearty smacking, patting on your back.
That causes her wings to twitch awkwardly for a bit.
I'll go get you stuff. And he leaves for a couple of minutes, and he comes back with your food, your drinks, your mead. Yeah.
What is the party for?
We'll pay for all of it.
Okay. Go ahead and subtract your 2 gold.
Yeah. And when the ale comes, we'll slide one in front of Nylar. Then, chug his. Ask for... Well, I guess there's 3 now, right? Because of that weird deal that I didn't understand.
Yeah. It's basically an extra. That way you didn't feel like you
had that extra one in front of him and start drinking it normally.
Is there a ritual for drinking ale? I know there's sometimes.
She holds out her mug. It's called Cheers. We clash it together.
And then you try to drink your first one as fast as you can.
Oh, good challenge.
Indeed. I know.
I assume that's how it works for dwarves.
Nylar totally believes you. Totally drinks all of it. 1 go.
Do you just slam this ale?
Oh, 100%.
Now, just out of curiosity, has your character ever drank an ale before?
Oh no, but he'll shortly remember what this is.
Okay, go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw.
Hell yeah.
You know, I'm not sure if you like the taste or not, but you slam this thing back with gusto, and you did it in such a way that it looked just like how Colette had drank his. You are able to down it. You don't cough. You don't gag. You just,
I am impressed.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
Oh, I've noticed there's some bitter tones and notes. There's a tingling on my tongue. Is that normal, or should I be alarmed?
Yeah, that's normal.
Colette will slam his hand on the table. Well done, old chap. Another for my friend.
Yeah, you like that, huh? Make myself. And he starts pouring some more mugs.
Put another gold on the table. However many that buys me.
Nilar just has a huge grin, like super satisfied that you called him friend, and just holding his mug.
Yeah. So your hill dwarf friend, he ends up bringing 4 more mugs. Meat is obviously more expensive than ale. Yeah, that 1 gold's able to get you, 4 mugs. As you guys are standing there, you start to hear. Actually, whoever wants to roll me a perception check can, but because of your drinking, roll at a disadvantage.
Okay.
Let's see if I can figure out how.
Oof, that I could have got a nat 20.
Yeah, that could. The dice of chaos. So you should be able to just click on. Oh shit! Where is? Oh yeah.
Oh, it opens it, and then I roll with disadvantage. Okay,
Yes, sir.
there we go. Oh, it was almost okay.
And all right. So Glut and Nylar, you two are just enjoying each other's company. I mean, there is beer, there is meat. You two are just having the time of your life in the moment. Miku, as you are sitting there, you start to hear an argument. It seems to be getting louder, a little more heated. You can't quite make out everything they're saying, but it sounds like one individual is arguing about the how the Metallic Kingdom is all about freedom and how they're the superior ones, and you hear another one saying how the chromatics are the free ones, and so on and so forth, and the other one's arguing that the metallics are they help each other. They're going to they're going to excel because everybody works together. And as they begin to do it, 13, they start to push each other. It's definitely getting heated. It's between these two here.
Miko is on guard. She's willing to intervene if it looks like it's gonna be a fight because she does not want to deal with a bar fight.
I remember what this stuff is. I read about it. It's they call it swirl. Yep, swirl. Because it makes it swirl after you have too much, and then there's a fun thing we'll do, and Nilar will cast a light mind sliver if he can on himself, hopefully without doing like much of any damage. Where I come from, we like to really feel it.
You know what? Let's go ahead and see you roll it.
So want me to do like an Arcana check to see if I don't just like full blast myself, or?
Yeah, you know what? I'll tell you what. Give me an Arcana check, DC 13. If you pass it, you will do a quarter damage. If you fail it, it will be full damage.
Okay, good.
I love the dice. I love the dice.
No, feeling it today. I don't think I can do that.
It's okay. It's okay. If you roll the normal damage, we'll just it is normal damage. Never mind.
Oh, sorry, not that. I chose to fail.
If you want to go ahead and give me that saving throw at disadvantage, we can do that as well.
Okay, I was trying to look at this, but oh, you have to hover and it lets you.
Yeah, so
Okay, yeah, that wouldn't matter.
if you click on your
I
token and click on that DC save there, it should pop up something for you.
Yep.
Over in chat.
Yep. Clicked on myself and then on that. See intelligence. There we go.
What's that show? Oh, that's a pass. Okay. 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 All right. New stuff. New stuff. Yeah. Go ahead and roll the damage for me.
Okay. And that's just gonna be this.
All right. So you're not able to pass the Arcana check, and you are unable to control the power of this mind sliver. But because you're such an intelligent creature, when it does hit you, um, you just everybody sees you get hit by this thing, and you just shake it off. However you want to roleplay that.
So you see him motion to his head, and then runes light up, but then he bleeds a little from the nose. Oh, that's right. That's the way. And I'll fail the resist to the effect of minus D4 if I have to make a Constitution saving. Getting drunk.
Huh?
That's how we like to get drunk. Yeah.
There's another way. Certainly, you could use magic to enhance the effect, but the more popular way where I'm from is you just drink more ale. Might take a little longer, but the journey is more fun.
I don't get that. I mean, this is the first time I'm doing it because they banned it for some reason. Something about too many hemorrhages. But
I think maybe it's a combination of the judgment lapsing power of alcohol combined with the fact that your society is full of people who can break things with their brains.
And as you guys are over there having your conversation, you hear, well, then why don't you go back to the continent? And one of these individuals is thrown. He hits the fire in the middle of the room, and he rolls out. But the fire itself, the embers, the sticks, are thrown as well. Small fires begin to start.
hey, I'm trying to drink with my friend.
Fire! We need to stop this from being a problem. Miku just dashes over there, empties her water skin on the fire.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to do some things. There we go. Fire's red, right? There's definitely some things over here. So, just where the embers have landed. Yeah. You know what? Go ahead and give me a sleight of hand. See if your little water flask is able to put out the few fires that have begun.
Being a dwarf and being quite used to tavern brawls, Kalute just kind of sits there and waits to see if anyone does anything about this fire or if it starts to spread.
I will say that one of those is managed to put out with that 6. But we'll say you're a bit frantic, with the drinking and whatnot, and your aim might not be 100%.
Oh, Miko, did you want the fires put out?
Yes.
Oh, shape water. And I'll take the water in. Oh, sorry.
Go ahead and link that for me.
Yeah.
I use this all the time on my Genasi genie lock.
So I'll target first one of these, and then I'll move it over.
All right. So where are you getting the water from?
Various cups in the area. I'll just rip it out of everyone's drinks. If
Are
there's any
you?
localized
Oh no! Oh no! Oh no!
So you are stealing everybody's ale?
Just water. I can't take ale. It's not water.
Ah,
But if there,
okay.
can I? I mean, I'll take other liquids if I can.
I mean,
You should not.
I mean, we could say you take everything, or you only take the water out of the drinks. It's quite a bit of water to fill a 5 foot cube, so I'm going to say you're able to get that one.
And I'll let it release. So release its cube form, so it will spread out.
Yeah. I won't make you roll it, 3 times because I think that's ridiculous. But yeah, we'll get rid of that, and we'll get rid of the other ones as well. I assume you're doing those.
Yeah, and then are they both like standing on the water, or is this guy the one that started the brawl?
The one that's on the other side here, this guy, he is on the ground. He got knocked out. This guy is standing there with his chest puffed out. He is pissed, but he's not like trying to jump over and like beat this guy. He pushed him, and that seems to have been all he needed to do. However, you have another issue on hand. You have just essentially turned everybody's ale into powder in their mugs. I'll give you a second to think about that before I move on.
As I was saying, you're my best friend here. You know that, right?
Let's see.
I don't know if you realize.
You just stole a bunch of people's booze.
More importantly, you just ruined my drink.
Oh, you just need water. I'll take my water skin that I could have used all of it all along to like control some of it, and I'll just slap that into his, give it a little swirl. You're good.
I am not sure that'll work, and you did this to a bunch of people we don't know.
So one of the patrons gets up, man with a bunch of scars on his face, and he's gonna come up to you and he's gonna push you in your shoulder. Hey, was that you?
Why'd that guy take all of our drinks? He took mine too, and my buddies. And I'll point to the guy that started the fight.
Give me a deception. This will be a straight roll. I feel like people can lie. What? Let's go ahead and see. Okay. So, yeah. This man does not believe a word you are saying, and he is going to grab you by your collar and lift you up. Go ahead and give me a contested grapple, athletics or acrobatics.
Yeah.
Let me know when I get time for a bonus action.
If you want to step in, go ahead and tell me what you want to do.
I'm going to take out a small silver mirror that I have. sprinkle a little powder on it, and then like blow it in Nylar's face as I cast Sanctuary on him.
Okay. I will say that won't affect the grapple,
Nope.
but I will say that it will affect if he decides to punch him or kick him or something like that.
Works for me.
I won't contest it. I'll drop ball bearings on the floor. I'm gonna drop half my bag of ball bearings.
Okay. Go ahead and link it up. Since he's not moving, it's not really going to affect anything at the moment. But if he does end up moving, it will. Only because I can't remember how much of an area that takes up.
Then I'm going to try my water ale that Nylar made. Has he fixed it, or is it like water with bits of flavoring floating in it?
It's like instant coffee. You can tell it's kind of like coffee, but it's just sad. You're basically drinking something that would be natural and light, if you catch my drift. How are you gonna fix this?
Like as well, that guy did it.
Yeah.
Started the fight.
Yeah. I'm aware of that. He's next. You took my beer. He didn't take my beer. You took my beer.
It's right there. Just add water.
Does anybody else have anything to say? Do y'all?
Listen, if I have no idea how to fix this. They could do dishes and maybe, I don't know.
Look, he screwed up everyone's drink, but he also
Prevented
didn't let the damn
fire.
place burn down. You know, so punch him if you want, but he did also kind of, save your watering hole.
Give me a persuasion.
Oh Jesus!
Ah, yes, I know the artificer, the most charismatic race of all.
Ooh, but it's a good roll.
It is a good roll.
17.
I'll let you go this time. But if you ever mess with my ale again, you're the next thing going in the fire.
But could you
I'll write it.
Could you try to punch him one time? Like, I'm just working on a new thing, and I want to see if it works.
He raises an eyebrow.
Just try to punch him once.
You know what? Sure. Give me a... Let's see here. He definitely, he definitely fails it. I don't really feel like doing it. You don't tell me what to do. And he drops Nylar and starts to move away. Sorry.
They were friends.
For like the first time ever, you see Colette take a book out and like starts writing notes in it.
Yeah.
And he looks at Nylar and he goes, "I wish I knew for sure if that was the spell or he just didn't want to do what I told him to do."
I'll tell you from experience, every time I go out, someone punches me. I think it was magic.
Perhaps.
As
Nyla,
oh no, go ahead.
Nyla, you're saying this is a regular thing for you?
People, I don't say the right thing, and people don't like it. So
Maybe we should work on your social skills.
Hey, he's got a very punchable face. But with that said, should
did
probably
he?
get out of
Did
here
he?
right now.
Sorry. Did he fall when he walked away?
Did he?
On the ball bearings.
Oh yeah. You did. Yeah. You know what? Let's yeah, he actually does slip right about here. Yep. Falls and slips. He catches himself with his hands, but he's and you can tell he's pissed off. He's lost his beer. He's on all fours. This is not why he came to the tavern.
Oh, you have to
But
watch where you're going, and I'll offer to help him.
do you help him up?
Oh yeah, no, 100%.
Okay. Yeah, you'll help him up. And he'll skate over there as quickly as possible. Just a little embarrassed, a little pissed off, a little bit of everything, if you will. As he makes it back over there, you notice two individuals in heavy armor come in. There'll be no ruckus during the showing. And
Showing.
yeah, I will say they're kind of distracted at the moment to entertain a simple conversation. But you see them go over and grab these individuals. They're quite strong, and they're able to lift them up one arm, not quite off the ground, but definitely enough to lighten them. They reach in their pockets and they grab 4 gold out of both of their pockets. If you're gonna cause trouble, you gotta make it up for it. And they place it on the table, and next round's on them. And they meander out of the room.
On second thought, we can hang out for another ale, I think.
Yeah. Not my favorite, but I definitely am willing to go for free ale.
It's a crime where I come from to turn down free alcohol.
I have to pick up my ball bearings.
Yeah, have fun
Good
with that.
idea.
Are you trying to collect them all?
As many as I can. I don't know how many that will be.
Give me a sleight of hand at disadvantage. But yes, as the knights leave, you hear a cheer rise up out of the crowd surrounding you. A whole slew of people. You see people that look similar to elves, but they have variations in their skin. Some have really dark skin. Some are almost blue. Some are dark, almost blackish. Yeah, you still a variety of people. If there's anyone you're looking for specifically, go ahead and let me know. But that's all I've got for now. With that 12, you're able to pick up. You're able to pick them up. You're quite meticulous in it. Very slow, and the ones that you do drop, you end up, chasing after it on all fours.
That's under your boots, sir. Can I?
Miku, sounded like you had a question for the guards. There's no guards. Did you want to ask somebody else?
Oh, I don't recall mentioning the guards, but she she was. I think that you might be mistaking a bit where she tried to solve the solution by doing the old. We can't afford the booze, so here's some free dishwashing trick, but that turned out to be unnecessary because Kalut resolved the situation on his own.
Cheers, Clue.
Yep, she will give cheers to Kalut.
Yeah. Everybody go ahead and give me one more Constitution saving throw. That'll be a flat roll.
There it is.
Quite good rolls from everyone. Everyone seems to be holding their own pretty well. Nylar, that last one is definitely hitting you harder than the previous two. It almost feels like you've had 4 ales at this point as opposed to 3.
I was
But
stealing sips of people's ale when I cleaned the ball bearings.
yeah, but essentially all that's happening right now is there's a good fire. There's no more issues that seem to be arising around the tavern. Food is being fed. There's a hill dwarf that is speaking gibberish, and yeah.
There was a showing. Did we want to go to the showing?
I am going to go to the bathroom quick.
Yeah, we're actually about to take a break. If you guys would like to go ahead and take 10, meet back at 10:23.
Perfect.
Yeah. All right.
Good.
All
See
right.
you in a minute,
Thank you.
folks.
Okay. Back. Sorry. Oh, did everyone take a break? So, hey,
Hey.
so everyone took a break right now, right?
Yeah, yep. We went on.
Okay. I figured it was a natural point to ask for it, given we're in the middle of scene transition.
Mm-hmm.
Back.
Hello.
Welcome back.
So, how long has everyone played Dungeons and Dragons for?
I'd say about a decade at this point.
On and off for about a decade for me as well. More recently, I've played a lot more consistently. Past like 2 years, and online for maybe half a year.
That's
Yeah.
pretty much the same.
Go ahead.
The other game I'm playing is a Spelljammer campaign.
Oh, okay.
Same.
I've heard that a lot of people enjoy that. I have not had any experience with it. Yeah, I didn't start until right before the pandemic started.
Okay.
And I've
What drew
only
you
ever
in?
played online. I have not had the opportunity to play in person, but
No,
I had
for
Go ahead.
I was just saying for being fairly recent. No, you're very active and good with role play, and good on you for DMing so early.
So
You're the hero.
I was 3 sessions into my first campaign as a player, and our DM quit. And instead of giving up the game, he didn't quit. Like work stuff happened. But instead of giving up the game, I was like, you know what? I'll take over. And for the most part, I enjoy DMing more than I enjoy playing. So my first campaign that I ran was 100% homebrew. And
Nice.
it was a lot of fun. And I've had the game I play on Thursday is the game that I DM. And I've had 3 of the players in that campaign I've played with for over 3 years, every week. And, stuff happens to the other ones, so I bring in new ones. But I've gotten good feedback. So, and I really enjoy role playing. Like, it is one of the most fun parts of the game, I think.
Agreed.
I agree. I apologize though if I get too into it and end up sidetracking us too much.
No.
Took over.
So as a DM, that's one of my favorite things. Is like I have some of the most creative players that I've ever played with, and they will do random obscure things that I would have never thought of or considered or prepared for. So I've gotten okay at improv along the way.
Yeah. So what drew you to D&D then?
What's that?
What drew you to Dungeons and Dragons?
I found Not Another D&D podcast. I don't know how I found it. I don't remember. But I started listening to it. I really enjoyed it. I decided I wanted to play. And it's been a regular weekly fixture ever since. And
My D.
Go ahead.
Oh, my D&D history actually started with a webcomic. It's called The Order of the Stick by Rich Berlin. It was big around TV tropes, so I saw it before really knowing much about D&D. And I'm like, oh, this is funny. I like the kind of story this is telling, so I wanted to find it in real life. And I did. There was a game group that lasted like half a decade, but it fell apart due to the pandemic and key members moving.
Oh.
But now I've got online games, so that's something to fill the void.
Yeah. This is almost my my therapy. Like my wife tells me that she can tell a difference in the weeks where I don't get to play versus the weeks where I do get to play. So
I love getting to get out of your head and experience someone else's for a while.
I will say that without fail, every single player I've ever played, every character I've ever played is an asshole. And Kalud is no different. He's just a grumpy old man. He's not an asshole in the way, he's much nicer than my previous characters have been. But I think he's going to be a lot of fun. My favorite character I've ever played is my druid. She is, and she was orphaned at like 4 and raised by wolves, and she has a 4 charisma, not the modifier. The score is a 4. So she is, she's very just like blunt and honest and abrasive for a lot of people. So she's super fun to play.
That's really cool. Low stats make for good roleplay.
Absolutely, especially charisma stats.
Yeah.
And my webcam's gone fuzzy.
A little. Take a second to refocus. I'd love to hear more about your homebrew setting. I've just recently started writing my own.
I set it in ancient Rome.
Oh,
Right.
okay. Awesome.
Sorry about that. Apparently, I can't tell time. All right.
Create a world.
So is everybody back? It looks like everybody's back.
I don't know what happened to my webcam. Hold on.
I mean, I see you. Hell, I
But
don't.
I'm blurry.
Blur.
There we
There
go.
we go.
Okay. Whenever you guys are ready, I will go ahead and proceed. Just to verify, were you guys trying to go to this play, or were you guys just trying to go to an inn or move on? There's also a market here, too.
Miku is interested in the play, though she's okay with doing the other thing if she gets outvoted.
I would like to see the play.
Kalut doesn't have. He has an opinion, but he'll keep it to himself for now. He seems to be getting along with these people for now, so he won't rock the boat.
He's like, I want to stay in the bar. All right. Yeah. So, you guys have dealt with your death-defying fire by stealing everybody's ale. You guys have had good food, good drink, and dealt with a hill dwarf. I always want to call him a hill giant. I don't know why. But, yeah. So, as your inebriated selves exit the tavern, you all right up there?
Oh, sometimes I do that.
Okay. No, that's fair. I just heard loud noises. But
On the way out, can Nilar would just like to grab one of the ales off of the
are
counter
you trying to
hand it?
Are you
No,
trying
to
to steal
him,
it?
like he really just doesn't understand this idea that like you own this individually. It's everyone's. Like,
Are you taking it
yeah,
off
I
somebody's
guess
table, or are you taking it off the
Oh.
counter, like where they're setting them up?
if there's one off the counter, I'll grab that, or if there's one like close to the door, but I'll grab it and I'll hand it to Kalut. Here,
Go
you'll have one to go.
go ahead and give me a sleight of hand. And it's going to be a contested sleight of hand. What's this guy's modifier? Okay, we'll use that.
Tonight, boys.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Both you and the hill dwarf reach for it, but you are just a little bit quicker. You're a little bit more nimbly bimbly than he is. What are you doing?
Oh, this we're
He's
going.
trying to steal from me.
No, we paid.
Do I need to get the guards back?
What other guy?
What?
The fighting guys?
The guards!
Hold on. I think I understand what's going on here. From one dwarf to another, he's an idiot. Where he comes from,
Who steals a hill from a dwarf?
he doesn't understand. He doesn't understand buying things for whatever reason.
You gonna pay for it?
We had a similar problem in a market. I'll tell you what. We're going to go on an adventure. I'm sure there will be something valuable. I'll pay for this drink and whatever inconvenience you see fit.
5 silver.
Fair. And I will just pay myself back out of whatever he's supposed to get that we find along the way.
What? We have to keep paying?
Yes.
We already paid.
You paid for the drinks you had. You got to pay for the new drinks.
Wait a second. Wasn't it on somebody else?
You guys would have already drank those. This was as you guys were beginning to exit to go to the play.
As far as Neelar could tell, his first drink was bought. The next drink was paid for. Everything's been free. Like.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, you guys say so. This place is weird.
But yeah, as you guys meander out, crisis averted. But you definitely paid way more than you needed to for that drink. You would have bought it through proper channels. You guys end up heading towards the crowd. There is a stage built up and seats. Let's go ahead and head there now.